Michael here with a huge week in LEGO news. LEGO Star Wars BARC Speeder Escape and the final 25th anniversary figure. The Space Collectible Minifigure series were found early. April promos, huge updates on Fortnite and Dungeons & Dragons. And LEGO sent me the new Marvel sets to review. And don't forget to check out the latest episode of my LEGO Masters recap podcast, TalkBricks Masters. This week I sat down with Season 4's Aubrey and Ryan for their post-season deep dive. And you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more using the links below. And I'll kick off another round of the weekly giveaway. Just subscribe and leave a comment about this week's news. And of course, I'm back with LEGO deals from Amazon and across the web, so if you want to pick anything up to support the channel, there's links in the description below. First at Amazon, the Hulkbuster is 40% off, and the Hulk Mech Armor is 36% off. The LEGO City Space Construction Mech Suit is 32% off, and the LEGO Critter 3-in-1 Fantasy Forest Creatures is 30% off. Plus, LEGO Star Wars Tenu Jedi Temple is 30% off. The LEGO Indiana Jones Temple of the Golden Idol, LEGO Star Wars Emperor's Throne Room, LEGO Icons Optimus Prime, and LEGO Art Great Wave are 20% off. And over at Target, a bunch of sets are 20% off, including a bunch of Target's exclusive sets from Disney and Marvel, plus the Quinjet, Rocket, and Vespa. Over at Costco, LEGO Ideas A-Frame Cabin is 17% off. Over at LEGO, you can get the free Easter Bunny Polybag with purchases over $40. Plus, over at Best Buy, they've got a bunch of sets over 40% off from LEGO Avatar, City, Super Mario, and more. So if you want to pick up any of these deals and more and support the channel, there's links to everything in the description below. Next in LEGO Star Wars news, thanks to Amazon UK, we got our first look at the BARC Speeder Escape set. And this set is set to come out on May 1st. Straight out of The Mandalorian, the build for this BARC Speeder looks really nice, matching its look that we saw on the show. At the front, there are two stud shooters, with some nice shaping at the back and a spot for Kelleran Beck, which looks to capture the character's likeness quite well with printing on the torso and legs. Plus, it'll come with two lightsabers. Connected on the side, we've got a spot for Grogu in his pram, which is surprisingly not super oversized from what we see in the show. And Grogu looks to be the same version we've gotten. At the bottom of the photo, we can see two 501st troopers, as well as this small light build from the top of the Jedi Temple. And in the show, you can even see that light as they escape from the 501st. And unlike the previous version, these ones do have the new helmets with the holes. And in 25th anniversary news, we finally got details of the 6th exclusive figure. As you know, this month we saw the release of Darth Malak and ARC Trooper 5s in the most recent wave of sets. We also saw LEGO's website tease Saw Gerrera from Rogue One, which is coming in the Sith Infiltrator. Plus, previously rumors had revealed Cal Kestis from the Survivor video games and young Leia from the Kenobi series. But it turns out the 6th and final figure will be R2-KT. This pink droid with a heart of gold was previously built by R2 builders for Katie, who is suffering with brain cancer. And this droid has been seen canonically in the Clone Wars and Force Awakens, plus LEGO projects like the Yoda Chronicles, and recently in the Skywalker Saga video game. This is super exciting as the LEGO figure never saw official release, though some prototypes were made back in the day. Plus, with its touching story, I think this makes a fitting addition for the 25th anniversary. Next up, thanks to an online retailer, this week we got our first look at Series 26, the space-themed collectible minifigure series. And Twitter user Alexander was actually able to find them in a superstore in Georgia. And in case you're wondering, they do have the newer dot matrix codes. And the same user was kind enough to share the codes you'll need to find. And thankfully, they also provided great photos of the 12 minifigures included, which all have printed bases. First up, we've got the modern astronaut, which seems to be the counterpart of this astronaut we got in a previous series. From the back, we can see the large pack with the printed tile and controls, plus even more great printing all around. Next, we've got the robot human suit for tiny aliens, with a new hairpiece and accessory, plus two tiny aliens, an alternate face print, and a hatch at the back. Next up, we've got the gray alien tourist with an awesome Hawaiian shirt print, dual molded arms and legs, and a recolor of the fedora. Next up, we've got the retro space woman, which is the counterpart to the retro spaceman from a previous series. And she has tons of dual molding and that awesome new hair hat combo. And you gotta love the robot bulldog. Next up, we've got M-Tron Redux, which features an awesome updated design of that classic M-Tron look. It features a cool grabber accessory with some printing on the back. Next up, we've got the Space Nurse with Pink Space Baby, which features a fun print with those clear arms. Not to mention an awesome recolor of the Space Baby we got in a previous series. And there's even more printing on the back. Next up, we've got the Alien and UFO costume, which features this awesome UFO headpiece with stars and planet Earth printed all around. Next up, we've got the Ice Planet Redux with Space Penguin, which features lots of design touches from the classic Ice Planet characters. Included is the helmet, armor, hairpiece, and chainsaw, with great printing underneath. And of course, you gotta love the Ice Planet Penguin. Next up, we've got the classic space robot with the green dome, great printing, and these brand new legs, as well as a Whiskin pot. Next up, we've got Alien Insectoid with the great printing that continues onto the unique legs, and it doesn't share much resemblance with the classic Insectoids. From the back, we can see a printed recolor of the Ladybug shell, and I love the transparent head. Next up, we've got Orion with lots of transparent parts and stars as it represents the constellation. Plus, there's nice silver printing and a new club accessory. And finally, we've got the mutated Blacktron character with a mutated leg. And this also seems to be an update to the classic Blacktron 2 design. And this one also uses a double arm like we saw in Stitch. On the whole, I'm super excited about this new series and can't wait to pick it up when it comes out on May 1st. But don't forget, in the meantime, on April 1st, we're getting tons of great releases like Dungeons & Dragons, the Batman animated series, and sets from Marvel, City, and more. And from the 1st through the 16th, you'll be able to get this free flower trellis display with purchases over $150. The set looks really nice with all these assorted brick-built flowers and vines on the trellis, with the basket weave pattern at the bottom. And thanks to a hook on the back, you can actually mount this to a wall. On April 1st, LEGO's also bringing back the retro food truck promo with purchases of $190. And I think this was a really fun promo if you missed it. Also coming soon, we got the reveal of the Micro Ninjago docks, which should cost 2,700 Insiders points, which is the second of 4 sets after the recent Micro Ninjago City. They did a nice job capturing the look of the original box, down to the boat does not float disclaimer. And when you compare it to the original model, you can definitely see many of the shapes and structures nicely recreated. And while it ain't cheap, I'll probably pick it up. And if you're debating about picking up the April 1st Marvel construction figures, thankfully LEGO and the Ambassador Network sent me them to break down for you all. The Green Goblin construction figure includes 471 pieces and retails for $35. Straight out of No Way Home, the Green Goblin figure looks really nice and is our second villain after the previous comic book Venom. The printing on the helmet looks nice and the shaping extends from the helmet just as it did in the Venom figure. The body and arm feature lots of slopes and tiles to create the paneled look, and we see those similar details continue onto the legs. But the most exciting part is that it also comes with a great build for the glider, which is very intimidating with the 4 swords at the front. From behind you can see the 4 flames out the back, and there's also storage for the 2 pumpkin bombs when not held in the hands. The Iron Spider-Man construction figure includes 303 pieces and retails for $30, which is notably $3 less than the 3 figures that came out last year. This figure for Iron Spider-Man looks quite nice, though it's not too different from the previous 2 Spider-Man figures we've gotten. The head print looks nice with those detailed eyes, and there are 4 printed pieces on the torso to make up the design. The arms look nice with the pops of gold, and here we can see the legs, sadly with those gray joints. And sadly there isn't leg printing like we saw in the previous version. From behind we can see where the 4 arms are attached, and they definitely add to the character's look and overall presence. And although it's depicted on the box, this character doesn't come with any web accessories like we saw with the previous Spider-Man. While the construction figures aren't for everyone, I think these ones turned out pretty nice, especially the Green Goblin with the glider. And while I do collect all these figures, I don't think this is a line where you need all of them. Next in LEGO Fortnite news, the latest update brings mechanical mayhem, as there are now 3 new vehicle builds that you can use to traverse the world. And you can customize your own vehicles with some sought-after parts like steering wheels and a driver's seat. Tucked into the trailer, we also saw some familiar faces with the Guardians of the Galaxy, as Drax, Young Adult Groot, and Mantis are available in a new pack. Plus, this update introduces a ton of new skins, including Dude from Free Guy, new skins from Nike, and plenty of Easter-themed bunny skins. And as always, if you're picking up anything for the game and you want to support the channel, use creator code TalkBricks. Next up, to celebrate the Dungeons & Dragons Red Dragon's Tales set, LEGO and D&D are teaming up for an epic game night. The LEGO designer and fan designer are teaming up with some expert players to play through the campaign. As you may recall, a downloadable version of the exclusive adventure comes with every set. Though I love how they went all out for this with brick-built accessories and a mimic dice box for every player. From the teaser video, the event looks like it'll be a lot of fun, and you can catch it April 6th at noon Eastern. And you can visit LEGO's website for more information and a countdown clock. Next in LEGO Ideas news, there were 3 more projects to 10,000 supporters on the platform. First up, we've got the Great British Bake Off. Based, of course, on the beloved cooking show, this one recreates the tent in all its glory. The designer managed to pack in a ton of details and key settings from the show, and the tent even hinges open for more play. And as a fan of the show, this could be a fun one. Next up, we've got Ancient Egyptian Temple. This build recreates an Egyptian temple back in its prime era with all of its color and detail. I really like the overall shaping and all the detail the designer was able to pack in. But interestingly, we don't see these historical builds tend to make it through. Finally, we've got the Sony Walkman, which aims to recreate the WM22 Walkman. The build captures the device quite well, plus there's all those tapes and the headphones. But I'm curious how this one will do, as a previous project was rejected, but as always, we'll have to wait and see. So there you have it, another super exciting week in LEGO news with even more great sets coming this year. I'm looking forward to the new BARC speeder, as well as all of the Star Wars 25th anniversary figures. And speaking of figures, I can't wait for the May release of the Space Collectible Minifigures, and I'll definitely be looking to pick up at least a couple sets of those. But we've got some time till May. Be sure to leave this video a thumbs up down below if you're as excited as me. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be back next week with even more LEGO news. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about all the stories? And which one are you most excited about? And now we've got this week's giveaway winner. Congratulations! And be sure to email me from the About page on my channel so we can coordinate about the prize. And if you want to enter this week's round, just leave me a comment about this week's news. You must be a subscriber to win. And definitely turn on notifications to find out when my next video is posted, because I'll be announcing the winners at the end of some of the videos. That's all the time we've got for today. Thanks, and have a good one.